Hello everybody, welcome back to our video series on GCSE Maths Revision. In this video we will look at some graphs, graphing of functions. So, question 25 tells us that a quadratic curve intersects the axes at -3, 0, 3, 0 and 0, 18. Work out the equation of the curve. And we are given a diagram that looks something like this. Okay, so we have 3, 0, -3, 0, and 18. 0, 18. Work out the equation of the graph. Well, we can see straight away we have two roots. These points where the graph intersects the x-axis, these are called roots. So there are two roots. And therefore, this is called a quadratic. This is called a quadratic graph. Now, as always, there are many different ways you can approach this. You could use the quadratic formula and work backwards to work out the coefficients, which are, of course, a squared plus bx plus c. This will be the general form of this quadratic curve. What we need to do is work out the values of a, b, and c. So as I said, if we want to work these out, we could work backwards through the quadratic formula. Or if we wanted to save ourselves a lot of hassle, we can do it another way. We can make some observations. Well, bx is what translates the graph left and right. This graph is symmetric about x is equal to 0. So straight away, this b coefficient is 0. So we have a x squared plus c, and y is equal to that. And again, we can make some observations. This graph is orientated upside down. If a was positive, let me demonstrate this with a different color. If a was positive, the graph would look like this. But a is negative, and so we have a negative number. In other words, we will have minus ax squared plus c, because it's positive. We add c because this graph has been shifted up. So, in fact, we can make this a little bit easier and rewrite this as c minus ax squared. And what is c? Well, quite obviously, we've shifted this graph up by 18 units. So c is 18. So we have that y is equal to 18 minus ax squared. But how do we calculate a? Well, for that, we need to use the fact that this whole thing is equal to 0 when x is equal to 3 and minus 3. Why is this the case? Because if we look at the value of the graph, this graph is the largest at 18, and then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then we have 0 here, and by the same principle we have 0 here. So we can substitute one of these in. I'll substitute 3 in because it will make our calculations easier. Because this graph is symmetric, it does not matter which number you substitute in. It doesn't matter at all. But as I said, I'm going to substitute in 3 because it just makes the numbers a little bit easier. Less negatives. So we have 18 minus a, x is equal to 3, therefore 3 squared is equal to 9, is equal to 18 minus 9a equal to 0. Of course, add 9a to both sides, and we get that 18 is equal to 9a, which implies that a is equal to 18 divided by 9, which is equal to 2. So lastly, to summarize, we have that y is equal to 18 minus 2x squared. Thank you very much for watching.